Vlogmas. What does Stacey J make for me? Well, hang around and you'll see. Mr. Christopher is here again. Mabel and Willow can be a pain, but it is Christmas time, let us play as we count down to Christmas Day.
Hi, I'm Stacey J and this is my studio, and I'd like to welcome you in for day 17 of Vlogmas. Not only is it day 17 of Vlogmas, it is actually my niece's 30th birthday. Yeah, my brother's that old. Yeah, I'm younger than my brother, so yeah, he's that old. Right, today I would like to get straight into it, but I'm not going to, because you know me better than that. I need to tell you a story. It's funny for me. You guys will have a chuckle. There might be a couple out there that tell me I'm mean, and oh well, you can tell me I'm mean, because I kind of look back at it and think, was that mean? Was that a you know, bad move? The door's just swinging open. Right, so this morning in the wee hours, I woke up at about 10 to 5, and I thought, oh, that's cool. That's a great time to start walking. You know, get myself all prepared, go about 5:30, and I'll get back early, etc., and don't waste half a day. So that's all cool. I thought that. And did, you know, got up, put my watch on because that's the first thing I do, and then I get my phone and then get my glasses, and then, you know, I go to the toilet, and then I go and get dressed. Well, when I was going to the lavatory, I heard what was rain on the roof. So I thought, well, I ain't walking in the rain. I'm not made of sugar and I won't melt. But, you know, girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. So I decided to creep back into bed. Now, mind you, this is still in the middle of the night for Mr. Christopher, and he was asleep, and I'm sitting there and I'm just tapping away answering comments. And so I'm getting to some that were like 3 weeks ago. I'm getting there. So anything that was, and I haven't answered more than like 2 weeks ago, I'm getting there. I do apologize with each of them, I think. I do believe. Unless I really know you, then I just start chatting. Anyway, I digress. That's not like me. Anyway, so I am laying in bed, and the time's ticking away, and Mr. Christopher's got the old chainsaw going. And I thought, you know, so I get the sheets, and I just sort of, his face is like near me, and I just sort of fan his face with the sheets, and he sort of opens his eyes a little bit. Now, it's just probably about 6:10. Now, this is the time that Mr. Christopher does not know exists. There's only one 6 o'clock in the world, and that's PM. All right. So I'm, you know, fanning his face, and he sort of wakes up. I was like, good morning, I say to him with a cheery voice. I give him a little rub on the cheek. I mean, I'm full of love. What can I say? And he's, oh, and then he's like, and I said, have you gone back to sleep? I said, come on, it's just on 7. Word. And he goes, oh, you know, sort of talking, and I said, oh, it's a bit rainy, I wasn't going to go for a walk. He goes, oh, okay. And the chainsaw starts again. And I went, nah. So I sort of nudged him a bit and knocked him a bit and fanned his face a bit. Now I said, come on, dude, it's like 7:30. He knew that he went to sleep. He had some dreams in that split second he snored. And he goes, yeah, okay. I guess it's time for coffee. He goes, coffee? And I said, yeah, it's time for coffee. He goes, okay. So he gets up, and because all of a sudden 1 hour's gone past in about 3 minutes. Well, an hour and a half if you really want to do the math properly, because it's still like about 6:15 at this stage. Anyway, he gets up and he goes downstairs, and he, you know, makes a coffee, and he comes back up, and I said, oh, the sun's really come up. I said, I could have gone for a walk. And he goes, oh, you've really missed your walking time, because at this stage he still thinks it's 7:30. I said, yeah. I said, have you looked at the clock? And he goes, what do you mean? And I said, have you looked what the time is? He said, yeah, you said it's 7:30. I said, have you looked? And he looked, and he goes, oh my God. Yeah, by this stage it was 24 past 6. So yep. It's not that he didn't like me. It's just that he was like, no, not cool, Stacey. Not cool. You know how hard I worked yesterday, and I said, today's a different day. Embrace the day. It's a new day. Yeah. My name was Mud for about 5 minutes, you know. He gets over it real fast, but yeah. Yeah. So, and it's going to be funny because we're going to leave the house by 6:30 on Thursday when I drove him to the aeroporto. So, yeah. So I thought that was a little funny quip to tell you guys about first thing. Right, a lot of you know that I am planning to do my my sewing socials. And I'm going to, there's one place that has plastic chairs, and I am going to suggest somebody brings their cushion with them so that they can not get a numb bum, because if I sit in a plastic chair, I get a numb bum. Now, we would use the other chairs, the cloth chairs, only I believe they are 100 years old, or the dirt that's in them is 100 years old. And no, it ain't happening. I ain't going to sit on chairs like that. So my suggestion will be cushion, definitely. Okay, the other thing I have a tendency not to enjoy doing is drinking out of coffee cups that are in a community space. Call me pedantic if you will, but I like a coffee cup that I kind of know where it comes from. So, you know, what we're going to do today is we're going to make a mug bag. Now, mug bags are good to carry your coffee cup in. Not only is it in a situation where it's looked after, but it's also there and good to go. I mean, you wash it at the location you're at, you pop it back in your mug bag, and then you pop it into your sewing box, your what's that other thing, scrapbooking box, your knitting box, your all those sorts of things, where you would take your own coffee mug with you. Now, I would not take the coffee mug my dad gave me for my last birthday before he passed away. He got me one with my, I'll show you. I wouldn't take that on the grounds it might break. So that's, and he did that all off his own bat. I say the darndest things now. I'm just going to go and shut the door because Mabel has come back in now, and there's a slight breeze coming in through the open door. That's better. Now I can get warm again. So we're going to do that today. Now, before we start that, I'm going to tell you what I'm wearing. I like cowl necks. I think cowl necks are very, I don't know, drapey. They're like a V-neck, but softer, and they're nice. I like them. So I had a black cowl neck stretch knit top. I think I even got it from a secondhand shop. It was sleeveless. And then it pulled. There was a lot of pulls on it eventually. Not when I bought it, of course, when I bought it. And then I pulled it apart and made a pattern. I had basis pattern and made the pattern go bigger and bigger and bigger to fit my size, strangely enough. And then I wanted to make it out of a woven fabric. Now, I'm not much of an Aztec kind of girl. I'm not too much into Aztec patterns. But this particular fabric I got on, which is a rayon, it was cheap, right? It was cheap fabric, not cheap feeling, but cheap fabric. I believe Mum got some too, and I helped her do the placket off her tunic. She made a tunic with hers. There is a chain at the back of my chain that keeps going down my neck, and every now and then it hits a spot that makes me think that something's crawling up my spine. So I made this particular cowl neck top, and because I needed it to fit over my head, I did it on the bias. So it's got this nice little rhythm going to it. Now, it's super long, and I've got little gathers up the side here. So I just do my little normal tuck in front and a drape over it, and it gives me a nice flopsy, soft, bellowy kind of top. I can also let these out. These are just ties that I did to make them have shape on my body. So, and I can let these out because it just ties that make me shape on my body. There we go. Got to undo them all, right? And so that will fall down like that if I want it to. Okay, so it's got that kind of look about it if I wanted it to. Now, I made this a couple of years ago, I think. Still can't stand the fabric, the pattern on it. These things get in my way like a nutter. Maybe if I shorten them, but they get in my way. So the sleeves are quite much longer. They're about that long, okay. And yeah, so I put that in there to gather it up. But I mean, I like the pattern. I don't think it's that bad. The shoulders sit on my shoulders. Well, actually, shoulders don't sit on my shoulders. They sit way back here, which means that I should have by rights moved my armhole a little bit, which I didn't. So it's a bit annoying. But I made it. I wear it. It is what it is. So that's the top. Now the jeans I'm wearing are not ready to wear jeans. About 6-7 years ago, I made a pair of Angela Wolf bootleg jeans, her bootleg jeans, and I love her pattern. Now, this morning I had on a different pair of jeans. I had a pair of white cords on. Now, I made the white cords in a bigger size because the jeans, the denim ones I'd made were too small. And I made the cord ones 2020. Yeah. 2020. 2019. Either way, I couldn't fit the denim ones. So they're a bit bigger. Now, I had it on with this and it kind of matched the white, which I was pretty happy with. And then I decided that I had literally, it was falling from my waist down to my knee with no movement of a butt shape in there at all. I went, no, this is just ridiculous. I went, oh, I wonder how many sizes too small the denim jeans are in comparison to this. So I pulled them out of my drawer because he's like a fave style that I wasn't going to throw out. And I held them against my body and I chuckled to myself like I can get into these. And I don't know, for some reason I decided to take my shoes off again, and which I just put on, and put the jeans on to see what they look like and how much more I had to go before they would fit me. So I've been wearing the jeans all day. They did up, they sat there. I've got firmness in the waist, and because I am soft there, I'm not like a lump of lead, so it does go in a bit, but done up comfortably. These are comfortable. I do not feel that they're like hurting me at all, and I don't wear tight things if I can help it. But I'm going to put you down on the ground and I'm going to show you my jeans. Now, so there they are. They are a bit short, so I think I'm going to just take the hem down. They've always been a bit short, so I've always worn shorter lower heels. So they've got the nice wide band there. They've got 2 buttons. They've got these awesome big belt loops, and they've got these cute, dinky wee pockets there. And they are, so they're not too tight. They've got the little bit of movement there, and yeah, so, and when you sit down in these, they don't ride down your butt. The good thing with them is that we put in some twill tape in the waistband so that it doesn't extend. You know how you put jeans on and they expand a bit throughout the day? Well, twill tape doesn't give you any love whatsoever. That stuff is stiff as a board, and what it does is it holds it in when you sit down, so you don't have that movement of it sliding down and the plumber's crack comes out. So yeah, so that's what I'm wearing today. So yay me, I have got a pair of jeans that actually fit without me having to wear a belt to hold them up. So pretty happy about that. I still have no idea what size I cut out. I was going to look today, but I didn't. So yeah, that's 15 minutes. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get to this bag, okay? Because I keep talking and then yeah. So the bag is basically a little square bag with a lid that goes over the top. I have the fabric today. I have picked this lovely sewing fabric because when I take a mug somewhere, it will be with my sewing kit. And the other lining color is that, and in between of each pieces of fabric I have some fusing lightweight wadding, I have a word for it, fleece. It's written down. I've got some pattern pieces here. Okay, so our main body pattern piece will be about 22 centimeters by 20. Okay, will be 22 centimeters by 22 centimeters. Okay, the handle, we've got a little handle that's going to be on it. That is 3 centimeters by 15 centimeters. And the lid template is 13 centimeters by 15. And then I got a little rounded item and made it rounded, which I haven't yet done to this. So first thing we do is put the fleece on everything. I got my fleece on my handle. I got my fleece on my main body part. Now my main body part and my handle are not the polka dots. I wanted the polka dots on the lid. So that's the lining for the main body part. And the lid has got the polka dots. I just thought that would be like a little switch up. Be cute. I just had to cut into a piece of fat quart. That's what it's called. So that's what you need basically, is you need 2 fat quarts and you can get it all out of that. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is, well, you're not going to see me do it, but I've got this cotton. This cotton actually matches this. And I am going to sew in that cotton so it kind of blends, because I've got that little pink colour going on in there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some cotton on a bobbin so I can match it. Then I'm going to go in and what I'll do right now here with you is I will stop this so we can stop. Right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the lid. Now I want this pattern to be this up. Okay. So we're going to take it, we're going to do right sides together. I put the fleece on that, right sides together. And, oops, what I'm going to do is cut around this. Hang on a sec. Okay, so I'm going to find my black pen here. And I am going to go around the roundness of this. So it has an idea of where I'm going. And the other thing you need is a button for decoration, because you got to put the flap over somehow. And I am trying to think about how I want to seal the flap of the actual down onto the main body part, because you don't make a buttonhole. Right, so I'm going to go and I'm going to sew down the side there, all around the curve, back up and to the side. I'm going to leave the top open. Right, I'm also going to fill up my bobbin. So now that we've sewn it, we're going to cut it to 1 inch of its life and turn it in the right way. So I'm using my pinking shears because I can. All right, so now we're going to turn it in the right way. It looks like a little baby oven mitt. I'm going to go over to the sewing machine, over to the iron, and iron it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to top stitch it, because that's what I want to do. I want to top stitch it. Now is the time you'd want to stick a buttonhole in, if you're going to put a button in. I did think about doing a bound buttonhole, but let's not get too fancy. So I'm going to go and iron that. It's sitting quite nicely. Actually, it's sitting like that. Sewing machine right in the center. Couldn't have planned that if I wanted. I'm going to go and iron it, and then I'll be back to you guys. There you go. Ironed it, and I did my top stitching. I did say I was coming back after I ironed it, but I lied. Apparently, I top stitched it. Okay, so that is done. Now, the next thing we want to do is, we'll just set this aside. Next thing we want to do is we want to sew down the long sides of our handles, right sides together. Now, I've got the fleece stuck to that, right sides are together. I'm going to sew down the long sides with a 5mm seam allowance. I'll be back. Okay, so I have sewn it down the sides and I have scurried away the sides. I'm going to go get my turner. I'm going to turn it in the right way and then I'm going to press it and then I'll be top stitching it. This is the handle. Flipped, ironed, top stitched. There we go. So the next thing we want to do to this is we want to lay this down on the handle. So once it sits up, when the handle sit up like that, I believe. Yep, so we want to lay it down like that. So I'm going to put it right over by the side there. And I'm going to put that one by the side there. Just lining up the sides. Put my little clip in. So I'm going to go baste along the top there. Okay, awesome. So we are now up to doing the body onto that. Now the body we're going to attach it to is the back. Yep. So I'm going to take the back, one of the back panels, which will be this one. I'm going to center it. This is the top. Okay, I'm going to put a little line in there for the center. I'm going to center mark the handle, the lid and handle. Okay, because that needs to be center facing inwards as well. My daughter's sending me stuff that she wants to make on Christmas Day. She wants to make a dessert and something else. Make sure that is the center and not just some funky line I decided to draw somewhere in amongst it all. Actually, I'll do it outwards. Will I though? Will I do it outward? Sort of having its moment of contention. Right, so wasn't the center. Center line's there. Got my center line there. You see the two, mine's the darkest one. So I'm just going to pin them together. And you're going to make sure that you've got, come down with me. I'll try and keep my big head out of the way. So, if I were my pins, where would I be? Under the ocean or into the sea? All right. So my line is this one here. And we're going to go in with that one there. And up through that line and into this line. Oh, it's weird using my hand like that. Right, now we're going to go and baste them together. And that side, and just baste them, and that's the back panel. Okay. Our next step is to get a piece of lining, right sides together, facing the other piece. So this is our lining. We want to sandwich the lid together. I think we all know this with sewing things like handbags together. We sandwich things inside. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to sew it. Funnily enough, so it doesn't fall apart. I'll be back after I've sewn it with the next steps. Right, now that we've got these two attached, we want to take the second lining piece which is this little one here. I want to make sure that when I put it in, I'm attaching it so it's going to face up the same way as this one, which means it goes that way. Yep. Okay, so we're going to use our linings. Make sure they're both facing upwards. You're going to attach your linings together at the base of the other one. So we're just going to pin this one here. And go across. And one more. Making sure that I have the right sides together because they are very, very similar in shade. Now while I'm here, I'm going to take the other lining piece. No, I'm not. I'm just going to sew that because I want to know that I'm going to have this up the right way. So when it's there like this, it's up that way, which would mean this. Yeah, okay, having a messed moment. I'm going to just go and sew this together. I'll be back. Okay, so we're here. We're sewing the two lining squares together, and next step is to sew the base of the main. At the base of the main, sew the other main piece together, right sides together, obviously. Okay, so I'll just give some wonder clips into place. If I just straighten it up. Okay, so I'm going to sew along this strip here, and then we'll move on to the next scenario, which will be, I believe, sewing that all together there and leaving a gap and turning it in. Okay, so bottom line, what you got to do is have your two linings attached at the bottom, your linings attached to your entrails. So basically it's going to sit like this. Now, I believe that one should stick a magnetic snap in way before now, especially if it's going in the lid. Okay, and there was no call for it. So, and now would be the best time to stick your magnetic snap into the part of the bag. So I might very well not do that. I'll find another way. I want to do the closure on this later gator. But if you were and you had this already done and not attached into your lining, you could put that I would say about 1.5. No, let me think. Do it half, 1.5 centimeters down, or half an inch down, so it sits right about here. Now this should have been done way before now. So if I wanted to, now would be the time I'd stick my snap in, and it would be about 4 inches down from the top, so it'd sit like that. Like a little rolled bag, isn't it? Okay, so the next stage we want to do is with right sides together, and the main's up the top, so you got the main here, and you're going to attach it so that these two seams match and these seams match. You're going to sew down one side fully, and you're going to sew down and leave on the lining side, you're going to leave about 10 centimeters opening there, or about 5 centimeters opening, about 2 inches opening. Okay, so I'm going to line up all my seams It seems like a silly way to do this. See what I did there? Okay, I'm going to pin and I'm going to sew down. Don't forget, all the way down one side, down the other side in the lining, leave a 5 to 7 centimeter gap, and then because you've got to turn it in the right way. But before we turn it in the right way, we're going to make it a square bottom so our mug can sit in it. What a mug! Okay, okay. Be back. While I'm pinning, I'll tell you a story. So just before, I've been trying to get Mabel to lay on her bed all morning, and she's been fussing and fighting to the point where she was tiptoeing at one stage because she was leaving her bed. And I have, obviously, the tic-tac wooden floors down, and so all you hear are their nails going tick, 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 right? So, sure. So I've had 3 people come here today, and so she's been loved up big time, so she's not unloved by any means. And even like her favoritist person in the world who loves her the most came to visit her. No, none of my children. That's a client / friend, right? And so she came just to the gate, and she was picking up some stuff I'd done. And so I got them in, and she's laying there, and Willow is, I shouldn't say her name, Willow is snoring, like that, and they're both near the door, like snoring. So they were playing a Christopher and Stacey, and I was Mabel, and Mabel actually got up and left and went to her bed. Been trying to get her on her bed all day without moving, and she went there because Willow was snoring. I mean, jackhammer, going for it. Had to check it was a dog making a noise. I've only slept in Queenie's bed once, and Mr. Christopher wasn't well, and I don't have time to have whatever he had wrong with him. Right, that was my story. Oh, and another story. So I was going through all of my comments today, and I'm slowly catching up, as I've said, and there was one comment about having a room, and the only people that go in is a kitty and her husky, and her husky lays with their nose under the bed. And I said how Mabel will either sleep with her nose under the chaise lounge or under the treadle machine that's by her bed. And I've just looked at her, and she's gone to the mat again now, and she's laying with her nose under the chaise lounge. I'll see if I can get a picture of her without waking her. Was she looking at me? Does she know I'm talking about her? You know what? Putting that thingo on the lid is a perfect time to do it, because there is a button that goes on the top that makes it not there. Like me as a bag maker, which is very minimal, don't worry, I'm not like a bag maker, but me as a person who's made bags, I would have put it on the inside to start with. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to put a magnetic force in it, and before I fold this fully out and seal this up, I will stick the other one, my 4 inches down. Okay, so the next stage is I've got it inside out. I want to flatten it out so it gets like this. Okay, so I'm gonna iron the sides up so it gets like this. That is absolutely nothing. I'm gonna iron the sides. I'll be back. The next step is where we box it. So I've opened my seams, and we want to make them puff out so that the width of the base, you don't need to see my face, the width of this is approximately 9 centimeters, and the point we want to take it up is 4.5 centimeters. So first thing we want to do is go up 4.5 centimeters from the point, and we want to put a little, where's my pen, my little line there, a line line there. Okay, and we'll do the same with the other side. This gives it a nice girth for the coffee cup to sit into. I'm going to go up the seam here. I'm going to go up 4.5 centimeters. Boom. Okay, then what we want to do is we want to try and lay this as flat as we can. And we want to make sure the width of our girth is we'll just pin these together. I've got my 2 seams there. Okay, so I'm just going to poke this in. And by right, there to there should be 9 centimeters. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to push that down. And I am going to do a real quick little faint line there. There. To there. Okay, so just put a little pin there. And I'd sew straight across there. So I'll mark the other 4 corners, 3 corners. There's only that many. So, but like I said, by rights, if we go across from here, because it's 4.5 the center, 9 there, 4.5 out. That's perfection. Perfection. Okay, so we want a straight line there. Where's my little ruler? I'll rule it. That almost doesn't seem right, does it? Right, the other corner. I think once you go in that 4.5 centimeters, it should be. Okay, this is funsies. Fun. Such fun, such fun. Okay, I'll keep doing this and let you guys take a break from me for a second. Right, let's turn it in the right way to see what it looks like. I've done my corners. And I'm just doing this. Okay, look at that. Oops. Okay, what Stacey did was left a pin in. That ain't gonna help yous out. Where is it? There's the head. There we go. And look at that seam matching. Base is there, nicely. And I'd like the flaps to go down on the base, I think. And of course this goes in. Now, don't know about you, but I'm going to top stitch this when I get to that stage. I'm just going to go get a mug. It's going to sit like that. Not too shabby. If I was going to take a coffee mug anywhere, it would be this awesome one. Work hard. Okay, this was given to me by Queenie for my dadle. And it's going to go on there. And then I'm going to have these. This is 1.5 centimeter. Them things. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to go take my little work hard. I just finished my licorice tea out of that. And I'm going to, before I do anything, I'm going to roll it down a bit and put a pin in it. Okay, and that way I'm just getting this all rolled down nicely. And I'm going to press it to there. Even though I'm going to get back into it and pop my little magnetic stud there. Stud. I just want to go around, and I will be top stitching it all around the top to make it pretty. But I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, you don't have to use it for this if you don't want to, but I think I will put the feet of the outer on the bottom and the feet of the lining maybe up the walls. Look at me having it all in the right, going the right way. It'd be something, I'm amazed actually, because normally something throws my brain out of whack and it becomes not. Now I've got a couple of these patterns. I've got one pattern and it's different to this. It's more work, but it's a free one, so I'll put the free one in the pattern thing, or you can just go by what I've done here today with the measurements and what I've sewn it together. Okay, so I'm going to go and press that so it all looks pretty. Then I'm going to mark about here. I will have the mister goes in the top, and I'll mark about I think I mark about 1.5 centimeters here. Okay, and then I'll put that in the center. Yep. Like that. Where is the center? Pull this together to make a center. And then I put this over the center with the round, and I might get and find in half an hour a white pen. Not so much, can't just grab it. So black pen there. My next step is I will go and get some anti fray, and I put it on that, but I want to cut holes in that, pop that through, and then I'm going to get a nice pink button and put the pink button on top of my sewing machine. There you have it. Cool. And so with that, I want to mark it down. Let's pop this back in. This is where I want to make sure I know what I'm doing with this other side, so I reckon it could and should go about 10 centimeters down from the top. Okay, so it's 10 centimeters is there. So I'll find the middle between that, and that flat will go over and it will knock it there. So this is a big mug, so if I have a smaller mug, it's still going to hold, and that will go down to there. So that's when I want to put that. Ow. Okay, in the meantime, I'll go and iron it so I can get these little prickly things out the top. Okay, so I've marked the base 10 centimeters down in the center. I'm just popping through into the female part, popped it through this back there, and I'm going to squish this down because I don't have to sew around it. I'm going out. Okay, there's the nice little scummy there, and then I've marked it on this side because I went and ironed it because some of it came off. I'm going to get my unpacker here, and that doesn't even look like it's straight, does it? No, it does not, Stacey. So if I was going to go that way, it's straight on that line. Is that line straight? It's not letting me think it's straight. I know the thing goes round, but that's a whole new centre. There you go. How did that go so wrong off centre before? Oh, that looks about right. Okay, put this back on to the centre part. Here's the centre. I've got more lines than I care to poke a stick at. That goes there. That is there. I cut through with my little trusty unpicker and make sure I go up so it doesn't slice. And in again and up again. Right, so our little male counterpart is going to go in the top here. There's one in, there's the other one in. Put that over the top there. And I am going to sew a big button over the top of this to make it, work. Put my work cup back in there and bring it over the top. Awesome. So now I'm going to top stitch around this area here to make sure it's all nice and neat and kind of matches the handle in that. And then I'm going to get a button. I'm going to find a nice big button and I'm going to sew a button over the top. And then that will be done. Well, I'm all dunsy. I do have a client coming very, very soon. Anytime now. I have sewn up the seam on the inside there. I have top stitched around the entire thing. I've sewn a button on that looks very much like it's been stitched on button. So it'll be sitting like that. I will grab my mug and I'll pop it in and then we'll go through everything. Mug. Mr. Christopher's home. Right. So mug's in. The girls have been waiting at the door patiently for him to actually come into the room. There it is there. Nice little mug holder. And my mug can safely go to and from my sewing socials. Let's bring in the trailer down. Right, so what have I made? I've made the mug holder. Ugh. So 17. I don't know why I did that because I literally will forget what I've done when I've done it. It's right at the bottom of this, I believe. 17. Let's pull it out and put it back in. 17. I have no idea what I made yesterday. What did I make yesterday? Okay, we've got the apron. No idea what I made. So I've got the apron. That's there. Oh, I can't remember what I made. Yes, I can. The little zipper credit card and coin holder. I'm not helping him because last time I did, we had words. So my little coin and card holders. We've got our wine coasters that sit in the bottom of your wine goblet, just in case you haven't seen me do that. That's that one. We have our lip balm holders that with on their little tags can sit in our vehicle. We have in our vehicle, because the car's going, isn't it? That sits inside our handbag and hangs there. We've got our shorty short sports shorts. Okay, shorty short sports shorts. So that shorty short sports. Anyway, we've got our eye mask for our light days. We've got our wallet, our trifold wallet. We have got our toothbrush holder and toothpaste holder for our travelling. We have our seat belt. Our seat belt clipper-upper that makes it a scummy. That's it. We have our glasser case for glasses. Nice soft one that can protect your glasses without taking too much room in your handbag. We have our gorgeous jewellery roll. We have our tablet stabilizer holder upper. We didn't give them much love. We have our mug bag, and we have our book bag. Ta-da! That's that. In 3 minutes I can tell you what I've made over 16 days. 17 days. Oh! And a partridge and a pear tree pouch. Excellent. So that's what we've done. That's what we've done. Oh, and slouch pants, and we did some grading lessons. That's 17 days. That's 8 days until Christmas. Yes, 8 days until Christmas. On the 20th is my nephew's birthday, which is my brother's son. Yes. Lots of December babies, because my brother's a December baby too. There you go. So basically they take up October, November and December. Well, not November anymore. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Like I said, I have a client coming any minute now. So I want you guys to take care. Please stay well. Please stay warm. Please stay dry. Keep cool. Keep on sewing. I almost forgot what I was going to say. Hydrate and have no regrets. I'm pretty happy with my little mug bag. And I like it because it's got the sewing fabric. So this is mine. So excited, and that mug definitely fits in there beautifully. It's a nice big mug. And yeah, so face the summer. I don't think I have to worry about it. I think for next week it's going to rain. That's what it's telling me so far, and it's telling me that it's going to be cloudy and partially cloudy on Christmas Day, and 20 degrees. So warm-ish and dry, hopefully. That's really mostly important. No wind would be fantastic. But that's enough of the weather report from New Zealand, and I will let you go. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you like my content and you like to know what I'm going to do tomorrow, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. If there's anyone you think that needs my nuttiness in their life, please allow them to know my deets. Also, I'm going to also put down the details of Dan, my muscle man. So if you guys want to know anything else about him and how he works, please don't forget to go and have a look at that. No, I am not affiliated with him. No, I'm not getting any money for it. I am doing it because I purely think if it works for me, and not much does, then it can definitely work for you. It starts with gut health, and gut health is important. It is one of your mainstreams to digest. Look at me, almost like I know stuff. Okay, I'm going to go. I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.